Alrighty then, so this is Mark, your friendly Android fanatic, and we're going to be doing something kind of cool today. We're going to be showing just how easy it is to switch between ROMs once you have done a backup using twerp recovery. I prefer twerp recovery because you can back up to your external SD card. Otherwise, when you use Clockwork mod recovery, you cannot do any such thing. You can only use the internal storage, which if you do a wipe of the data on the internal storage, then guess what? It's gone and you do not have it anymore. So we are kind of doing something a little bit cool here. We are using the mouse plugged in through the keyboard, and can be a little bit of a pain. We need to slow down the speed somewhat. That should be better. Go to the settings, scroll down to language and input, and then once we get to our language and input, scroll down to the bottom, pointer speed, slow that down a whole lot. That's better. If you right click, that takes you back a step. Now, as you can tell, this looks a lot like a Galaxy S4, and that's because I downloaded some wallpapers, and Beautiful Widgets has their own Galaxy S4 new clock widget. So therefore, let's get down to the fun stuff. Ooh, our swipe pad works. If we just swipe in from the normal spot you would normally put your finger in. So then you'd go to your ROM Toolbox Pro. I do recommend the Pro version because you just get some added features, and these guys work for your either donations or paid version of the app. So I always recommend doing that because I don't like to work for nothing, and I'm sure you do not either. Then you go into ROM Management. Then from ROM Management, just as a quick reminder from a previous video, this LabRats ROM is the best ROM in the world. This is what I'm currently running on. If you have this ROM, you do not need anything else. It has all the updaters that just put you right up where you need to be. Any customization, anything at all that you could possibly ever imagine that you would want is going to be right here in this ROM. But the only thing that is not available are certain games, like the Tegra-based games, which are really cool, like first-person shooter that I really like. So anyways, back to the task at hand, which is to flash between ROMs. So we go into ROM Toolbox Pro, we go into ROM Management, then we slide from right to left over into the ROM Backups. These are our backups right now. I don't know why it puts two of each one, but if you delete one, they're both gone. So don't think that you can just delete one and it's still going to be there. So the backup is a whole nother video in and of itself. So assuming that you know how to back up your ROM, once you get to this point, you would go into the whichever ROM you want to recover to. Let me think here. I think that I'm going to want to create a backup first. So yeah, I'm going to want to do that because this ROM right now is the way that I like it. So these swipes should work just fine. And we're going to go to Lab Rats Knock. Now, extraordinarily important that you know never, ever, ever to have a space in the title. If you do, it will crash and it will not work. Lab rats knock. Make sure that's not a space. So now it's going to reboot into recovery. Go ahead and take a quick break, and when you come back, we will be backed up and ready to rock and ready to roll. And here we are, approximately, I don't know, we're going to have to look at the time, see how long that took. It couldn't have been more than 5 minutes. Now that we have done this, excuse me, you caught me right after I was eating a sandwich. So then we have our backup. The S4 wallpapers and stuff are pretty darn cool. So we're going to go into ROM Toolbox Pro, ROM Management. Scroll over. Nope, we're not going to do anything with that. We go to the AOKP new. Actually, yeah, that's the one we did on the 31st. And we're going to hit restore. And we're going to hit OK. Since it's AOKP. I know, I'm retarded. But it's okay. So let's see how long this takes. Should we just wait, or should we pause the video? That's the question of the day. Well, you know what we're going to do? We're going to pause the video, and then I'm going to splice the other part in, and you're going to see a neat little cool transition phase thing that I'm using on my YouTube video editor. And that, by the way, is free and works quite well. So, see you back in about 5, 4, 3, 2, here comes the phase transition. Yeah, that was about 2 minutes at the most, and now it is done. That's the nice thing about the AOKP and AOSP, which stands for Android Open Kang Project and Android Open Source Project. So here we are on our Android Open Kang project. I think our brightness is all the way up. And wouldn't you know it, yes it is. And it lets us. I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't do that. That's more better. We got a pony, horse, that unicorn. We got a unicorn. Get out of there. 5 new updates. We are going to want to turn on the Wi-Fi. So, as you can see, the AOKP is basically, I mean, for all intents and purposes, it is just like running an Nexus 4. It is extremely snappy. Everything it does is pretty fast. Therefore, a lot of people like it. I prefer the TouchWiz. I like TouchWiz just being able to use the S Pen, cut something out, send it right over to somebody, cut it out, take it to the paper artist, and then make some neat little features on it, and then send it out to cut whatever I want out of my screen and then paste it onto an S note. That's how I take notes. I'm like, oh yeah, I want to take this Bible verse over here and I want to use that as a quick reference rather than having to copy and paste it. I just go whoosh, right around it with my S Pen, and then I save it to the clipboard. Then I go to the S note, and then I do all my stuff, and then blah 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 blah. Who cares? So yeah, a lot of the real techie nerd, geeky kind of people don't like it, but I guess I'm not that geeky of a tech nerd kind of geek nerdy, because I like it, and pretty much most of the people I know like it. So then, here's why we did this. You're going to see in just a moment. Look at this speed. That sucker just flies through those pages like nobody's business. Yeah, then it goes slow, just to prove me wrong. So, here's what we are going to do. We're going to move this sideways. This little suction cup thing is such an awesome invention. I like it quite a bit. So, I'm going to pop out this little feller. I'm going to move right up on it. Oh, yeah, how can I use my mouse when it's not attached? Then we're going to go into this really awesome game called Conduit HD. Excuse me. Oh, ain't that some stuff? We gotta wait for the download? Okay, so now we have our controller hooked up. Our game is downloaded, and we are going to play it. It is Conduit HD. Super duper duper. Oh yeah, danger high voltage. We are currently playing with our PS3 controller. I like that the interface works completely with the PS3.
It all begins with a simple question, one that was never meant to be answered. Most people will merely ask the question without expecting any kind of response. Maybe that's for the best. For the others, the ones who demand an answer, it's the start of true understanding.
Who wants to watch
They
this?
begin to see the lies and conspiracies for
Okay,
what
nobody
they
said
are.
anything, so we're skipping past that.
Michael, are you all right? The blast has disrupted the circuitry in your suit. We'll need to recalibrate before moving on. I'm detecting several drugs nearby. You need to secure the immediate area. There's one coming in from the vent. Make sure you reload your weapon before we move on.
Graphics look pretty good. You can jump. Yeah, we got some stuff there. Oh, these graphics are actually really good.
Looks like you got the drop on this one. Use a melee attack to take it out. Wait, they're using the room ahead as a hatchery. Take out the egg sacs. You need to to clear out this entire nest or they'll just rebuild it. Don't let any of them escape. That should be all of them. Let's keep moving. It's an organic lock, like the one at the bunker. There should be matching trigger points on the walls in this room. Use the ASE to find and charge them up. That's one. Keep scanning the walls with the ASE. Look for nodes similar to the ones on the door.
Alright, we busted open the lock. We're on and ready to rock.
Be careful.
Let's pause. Go to options. Preferences, video options. Effects setting, high, low, medium. We're going to go to high. Shadows on. Brightness. Set the resolution all the way up. Oh, I really like that you can, it's pretty much just like having a complete gaming system with the controller. And we have lots of talking going on in the background. I apologize for that. I can't say that I can really see much difference.
The tunnel isn't completely blocked. You might be able to use the subway car to bypass the wreckage. There's something down the tunnel. Switch to your scar. Now use the weapon scope to check out the area ahead.
What the heck was that? And what's behind me?
The signals coming from ahead are stronger than what we've seen before.
We can whack people. I'm a kung fu fighter.
They're reinforcing this position through those conduits. You'll need to take them out before we move on.
Are you dead? You look dead. Anybody else in here?
There are strange readings coming from ahead. I don't like the looks of this. Bring out your ASE to see the path to your objective.
I don't know what you gotta do to select that, but... You can see the little navigation thing, which is directing us where to go.
Find some cover.
It's a freaky looking weapon, don't you think? You see any bad guys? I like this gun. His graphics are good. The gameplay is amazing with the controller.
This is it. This is what we've been looking for. Save your ammo. You won't be able to damage a conduit that size.
Want some of this? Want some of this? Come on, come get you some.
That should be the last of them for now. Give me a second to calibrate your suit so you can pass through the portal. Calibration is complete, Michael. Step through whenever you're ready.
What is happening to me?
Alright, this is pretty cool. Well, there you have it. This is Conduit HD, played on the Samsung Galaxy Note 2, running on the AOSP ROM. I did download this ROM from GalaxyNote2root.com, and as you can see, it is freaking awesome. I found out about it initially on my son's on his Nexus 7, and this was in the TegraZone app, which can be found in the Google Play Store. So there you have it. It's a great game. It's fun to play, and yeah, I hope you have some fun with it. Otherwise, you cannot get this game on the Samsung Galaxy Note 2 unless you are rooted running an AOSP or an AOSP ROM. The same goes for Grand Theft Auto, whatever that, Miami Vice City. And yeah, that's it and that's all. Have a great day. Keep flashing ROMs.